Hey there, everyone. This is Jay Warren here, and in today's presentation, I'm going to share with you the 5-step Facebook prospecting system. This is a blueprint of prospecting on Facebook. I mean, this is exactly what you need to be doing if you're using Facebook to prospect for your business. I see a lot of most marketers out there. They're doing it the wrong way, and if you are wanting to build, an empire for you and your family, then this is a proper way and a blueprint, step by step on how to use Facebook to prospect. So, um, uh, just a little bit about this presentation. It's non-technical. I know that with Facebook and the internet and online, people think that you need to be this guru and need to know all the ins and outs on how to, get the PPC and Elemental P and all that stuff. This you don't need to know any of this stuff. This is just pure, pure hustle. I mean, this is something that is very duplicatable, and this is something that you can use when you're prospecting on Facebook. Like I said, this is a blueprint for you. So, like I said, this presentation is going to teach you how to prospect on Facebook in a very easy to follow and easy to duplicate way. Obviously in this business, it's all about duplication. So, you will be, after this presentation, you will be equipped and start getting more leads for free using the internet. So, like I said, it's very duplicatable, and you're going to be equipped. You're going to be armed to go out and not only generate leads for your business, but you're going to be also go out there and also duplicate this and teach this, to your team as well. Teach it to the people that you bring into your organization. And by no means this does not replace the warm market. A lot of people, and this is going to hurt some feelings, but a lot of people go online because of fear. Fear, and they think it's this easier way to build a business, and they go on and they just want to send links and all that stuff. This does not replace the warm market. This is adding to the warm market. This is just another repertoire, I should say. Another tool you can use to build your business. So you still need to go out there and hit your warm market, talk to your warm market, prospect your warm market, but this by all means does not replace your warm market. So the overview, what are we going to talk about here? So we're going to actually talk about how to actually attract people to you. Instead of being the hunted, you're going to be, instead of being the hunter, you're the hunted, I should say. You want people actually coming to you and asking you about your business. How to locate people, where exactly are they at, how to connect with them, which is the third one, connect with them and, find a connection with them. How to invite, this is I go into a lot of details on how to invite. So this is very powerful about that. So, and also the follow up. These are the simple 5 steps. That you're going to attract them, you're going to locate them, connect with them, invite them, and then follow up with them. This is like I said, a simple blueprint for you. So let's talk about how to attract them. So by no means do not, I repeat, do not post your network marketing website on your Facebook profile. It doesn't work. If you are doing it, or if somebody is in another network marketing company and you're not clicking on their information and you're not buying anything from them, if you're doing the same thing, what makes you think that you're going to get any results? So do not post your network marketing website on your Facebook profile page, because it just doesn't work. That goes back into like I said, hiding behind the computer. It doesn't, just because you put your link on your profile page doesn't mean that you're going to get leads. You may get a sale every now and again, but it's not gonna get you the results that you're looking for. Don't use cheesy lines on your Facebook profile. Like, for example, there's a network marketing company, they asked them, hey, who's your product for? And they were like, everybody who has, skin, for example. They're like, everybody who has skin, this is what my product is for. That's just cheesy, and it doesn't work. So don't use those cheesy lines in your Facebook profile. Upload fun, cool pics, videos. You want to be a real person. Going back to the cheesy line, people can see if you're being cheesy. People, with the internet now, and more eyes being on Facebook and the internet, people can read through the BS. So if you're uploading fun and cool pics, videos of you having a good time, smiling, that's going to attract more positive people to you. I do a lot of traveling. I play a lot of ball. So I share that on my page. I share those videos on my page. I share those cool pics on my page. So, and you can do the exact same thing. You want to attract those positive people to you. Don't have a profile. Don't have a profile pic where your picture is not up there. If you have your network marketing company on there, that's not going to attract people. Because that's just that's advertising. That's just like a billboard. I say it's advertising, but it's just a billboard, and people are not going to attract to that. But if it's you, having a good time, maybe on the beach, you in the mountains, you smiling, you on maybe on stage at your company event, those are cool pics. People want to see that, and that's going to attract more people to you. Be positive, not vulgar. People want to work in this business. People want to work with people who are positive, uplifting. And if you're positive, uplifting, that's going to attract more people to you. If you have, always posting stuff about the news and, stuff, death or whatever, and I know death is probably, too harsh, but, those negative things on your profile, people are not going to be attracted to you, or you're not going to attract the right people into your business. So make sure that you're positive on your page. Show off your interest in your past. If you are into, use me as an example. If you're into like me, I'm into basketball. I'm into a lot of outdoor activity. I'm into a lot of outgoing things. Show that off. I post that on my profile. So show that off. If you're into, skiing, water skiing, skydiving, wrestling mountain lions or whatever, you can show that off, because that's going to attract people to you. Like, oh, what is this person doing? People are going to be attracted to you, and they're going to be, on your news feed. And, you can right now, for example, right now you can just tell them like, hey, I'm learning this cool, some cool strategies on Facebook on prospecting. Right now you can just go and tell them like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. And people are attracted to that. People are attracted to learning new things, especially if it's about building their business. You're like, hey, I'm learning some cool prospecting tips on how to use Facebook to build my business. That's something that people are, that's raising curiosity, and people are going to be curious about that. And they're going to be like, oh, let me get up on that webinar. Let me see what's going on. And, you can share that with people. So the location. So how to actually locate them? Well, first, obviously you got to log into Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook account, it's your first time, seeing this or whatever, it's free to log into Facebook. You just put your information in, free to log in. I'm not going to get into actually how to create a page or anything, like a profile page or anything like that in this presentation, but you just log into Facebook and then use a magnifying glass or the search option on the top of the page. That's how you're going to be able to find people who are maybe you have a similar interest to and who you can connect with. But I did a training on this. This is a free way to get leads. You have to you got to go out there and hustle and get trying to get leads for your business. You're going to have to hustle, and this is a free way to do it. You can just use the top, and I'll show an example here in a minute. But you can use the Facebook graph search to actually find people with similar interests as you. And for example, here's some examples. You can search by the city, you can search by your college or your high school. If they're in a similar occupation as you, maybe real estate, internet marketer, network marketer, similar sports. The gurus out there, the Robert Kiyosaki's, the Richard Branson, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, whoever, so those people right there are, those interests right there, you can go and search and, using the Facebook graph search, you can find people who are, in network marketing, or people who are positive, and you want to just connect with them on that level. So here's an example. There's a Facebook graph right there at the top. So you basically just type in the search, and then you just click there. Like I said, for example, if you are into water skiing, you can put friends of my friends into water skiing that are in network marketing, and you can click that magnifying glass right there. Or you can say friends of my friends who are skydivers and who like Robert Kiyosaki. I mean, that's easy. How you can easily locate people in this industry. There's a plethora of different ways of how you can do that. But I just threw some ideas out there for you where you can actually search people in this industry, in this space, where you can go out and connect with them. You can even search people, events and groups, associated with your team. I'm a big, Cowboy fan, football, Mavs fan, basketball. But I can go and I can search. I can put in, type, people who are interested in the Dallas Mavericks, or people, Cowboy fans. Yeah, and I don't want to hear any, comments or anything like that about the Cowboys or anything like that. I know there's a lot of people who don't like the Cowboys, but I can go and I can type in, Cowboy fans who are in network marketing and find, different people or, groups of those, people in those groups who are Cowboy fans who I can just reach out and I can connect with. I can just locate those, anywhere, or there was an event that happened this past, it's always in the fall. But Eric Worre has an event, every fall, end of the year in November. I could type that in and like people who are at Eric Worre's event, Network Marketing Pro, and I can go and I can connect with people who actually went to that event using Facebook. So you got to get creative and think out of the box. But those people who went to those events are in network marketing and they're great people who you can connect with. Say you want to, go back to your warm market, say you haven't talked to anybody in your high school, or you still talk to people in your high school, but you just don't remember them. For example, right here, I went to my high school, and at my high school, there's 2,500 or 2,521 people just in my area that I have something in common with. I mean, this is, you want to have some type of, ground where you can actually reach out and connect with them. After you locate them, you want to make sure you want to reach out, connect them, like, reach out to an old high school buddy or somebody, not even a buddy, somebody that went to your same high school and you don't even, you probably didn't know they were there, but you can actually reach out to them and be like, hey, we got something in common. And I'll share that with you in the connection part, but, you can be like, hey, we got something in common, we went to the same school, and, that's easy to locate people that, you may be looking for for your business. Here's another example. Specific areas and real estate people. You can go to groups, pages, I should say, fan pages, and go to those fan pages and click real estate. This example is real estate in Bunbury. This is when I was in Australia. You go there and there's people who are commenting, likes or whatever, but you have a similar interest right there, and then you can actually locate people there as well. If they're in that similar occupation as you. I mean, you can do the same thing for insurance. You can do the same thing for CPA, lawyers, whatever. You can do the exact same thing and actually have people, locate people in different industries. And then you just add them as a friend. Well, I said add them as a friend. I should have changed that. What I do is, and which you should do as well, I said add them as a friend. You should message them first, because Facebook now, you can't just go and add people anymore, because they'll put you in Facebook jail if you do that. But when you locate these people, you want to message them first. You want to message them, and don't worry, I'm gonna give you some examples of messages on exactly what you can say to these people. But you want to message them first, and then when you message them, you start talking to them. Then you can add them as a friend. And add them, start talking to them, and now they can see your news feed and your updates and all that on your Facebook profile. So let's connect with them. How do we connect with them? So once you've located these people, study their page. You want to study their page. You want to uh, uh, put a 5 minutes, a couple minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, and studying their page, and see if they're positive. See the common interest that you have in them. Are they positive? Are they even open in the country that we are in? Our network marketing company, are we open in that country? And if they are, then by all means, connect with them. Do they have photos where they're smiling? I real quick on this, when I'm studying a person's page and they are not smiling or they're not having a good time, then it's highly, highly likely that I'm not going to reach out and connect with them, because I want people. You have to understand that in network marketing, in your business, this is actually people you want to work with. So if they're not smiling and they're not having a good time on their profile page, then it's going to translate offline as well. So you want to make sure that when you're connecting with these people, they have, you feel that positive energy there. What do you have in common with them? Is it the dogs? Do y'all both have kids? Are you in the same city? Do y'all have same connection with the guru? Similar occupation, etc. What actually do you have a connection with that person? For example, since I've been playing in multiple different countries, then I can connect with them on a plethora of different bases. So say for example, I was in say for example, a person I'm connecting with is in Mexico, and I was playing in that city of Mexico, and I'm like, hey, I see that you are from Guadalajara. I was living actually in Guadalajara. And you'd be like, that is pretty cool. That's a small world. What do you do? And I give you some examples like that. But that's just an example of how you can connect with somebody. Just find a similar ground, a similar common interest where you can actually connect with that person. So here's some examples. Like I said, I was going to give you some examples on how to connect with them. Most marketers do is is they just go straight into the pitch. Straight into sending the link. 99, well, I won't even say 99, 100% of the time that will not work. People are going for the Hail Mary when they do that. So you want to look for the connection. You want to make sure that you are a human being in this process, and you want to connect with another human being. So these are here's some examples on how you can connect with a person. Like, hey, I see you're in my hometown. Nice to connect with you. What do you do? You're like, hey, what's going on? I love that picture of that dog. My friend, he has a Pomeranian. Hey, it's good to connect with you. What do you do? You see that, after studying their page, you'll see that you have some common interests, and you can basically just send this first message right there. So you're just trying to make a connection. You're not going into the pitch. You're making a connection with another human being. Facebook. Before I get to my last example, Facebook is like. You have to treat it like you're meeting this person offline. So if you were at a club, at a bar, at an event, wherever, and you were just going there, would you go there and be like, hey, I got this great business opportunity for you, and throw them your, go into the presentation and show them that? You would not. I hope you would not. Because if you would, that person would just look at you and be like, dude, or get away from me. So treat Facebook as you would if you're treating it as an offline event. You're actually reaching out and connecting with the person. So another example is, hey, that comment, it was hilarious. That cracked me up. How you doing? So, when you're studying their page, you're actually gonna find something there where it gives you a reason to connect with them. So these are the ways, these are the ways that you should prospect, and you should make an introduction when you go and you talk to somebody. Here are the connecting do nots. This is what you should not do 100% of the time. You should never, ever, ever, ever do any of this. Do not pitch them right away. I just gave you a perfect example on why you shouldn't pitch them right away. Treat Facebook like you would offline. It's the exact same thing. So you don't pitch them right away. Do not send them a link unless they respond positively. Like I said, do not ever. Me personally, I never ever send somebody my presentation link without building any type of rapport with, or before they ask me for it. If they ask me for it, I will send it to them, but I'm not going to send them my link, without them asking me for it. That's just the way I roll. This is the way it's been working for me. If you are going out there and you're sending links, I would highly suggest that you are probably not recruiting people into your business. And you're turning more people off doing that than you're actually bringing people into your business. So, you know, obviously you can do what you want. I'm just telling you the things that have worked for me and you do not do, because obviously duplication is the key. And if if your team's not duplicating what you're doing and you're not doing this, then it's not going to work. So, and this right here, I could do. This could be a presentation in itself. Do not be addicted to the outcome. I mean, since I've read that the Magnetic Sponsoring book by Mike Dillard, he talks about posture. A great saying he said at an event one time is, somebody asked him like, "Hey, when should you pitch my warm market when should I pitch my warm market about your business?" And he answers like, "Well, you should pitch them then when you don't care if they join your business or not." See, that's posture. That's not caring if they join your business or not. So you can't be addicted to the outcome. If they say yes, great. If they say no, great. Whatever it is, you can't be addicted to that outcome. You have to, maintain your posture, and rather than say yes or no, maintain that posture. Don't be addicted to the outcome. Don't expect to have for this to work overnight. I mean, the internet is it's more transparent, and people are more skeptical than ever. So if you are running to the internet to try to build your business, you think it's a get rich fast, you might as well not be in this business, because network marketing and this process, it is a long-term solution, and this is not going to work overnight. This is not going to work tomorrow. But with this process, over time, you will build an empire. Over time, by doing this blueprint that I'm teaching you, it definitely will work. But if you're expecting overnight results by tomorrow, then you probably just need to get out of network marketing, period, because it's just not an overnight thing. This is not get rich quick. This is get filthy rich in 3 to 5 years, or whatever. But this is not get rich quick. And do not waste time with the wrong people once you know they're the wrong people. Now, I could do a webinar just on this by itself. What I value more than money, don't want to get me wrong, I love money, but what I value more than money is my time. And I will not waste time with the wrong people when I know they're the wrong person. If it's somebody who's just there's no connection there, or I see that they're a tie kicker, or they're not fit for my business, I'm moving on to the next one. I am not wasting my time with somebody who is trying to dip their toe in the pool. I'm all in this business, and the person that I'm gonna work with is the time that they have, the focused time that they have, and they're all in as well. This is not. I don't have time to mess with people who are the wrong fit for me. So I suggest do not waste time with the wrong people once you know that they're the wrong people. So after I just shared with you exactly how to connect with your prospect, to connect with more people. After you connect with more people, then you invite them. So after you done and this is me, it's usually about when people's like ask me when should I pitch my opportunity, when should I talk to them, when should I do that. It depends. It depends on how that conversation is going. I usually wait between 5 to 10 times before I throw it out there. So if somebody once I've created that curiosity and they're like, "Hey, what do you do?" And I share with them like, "Hey, I'm making money promoting this XYZ business and teach people how to do the exact same from home." Usually, even though I say that, people know that I'm in network marketing, but it's still a curious, because they want to know more about what I'm doing. So after I connect with them, this is one of the invites. I'll say something like that, and I'll say, hey, I'm just throwing it out there. Would you be open to a side project if it didn't interfere with your current job? I just threw it out there, and see if they're open. And what I usually do is, if they say yes, then I'll ask why. If they say what is it, then I'll if they say what is it, then I was like I just kind of told them I usually pick up the phone to ask what is it or yes. So, but if they say what is it, then maybe I'll send them a link if they ask me. But this right here is very powerful. So that I always after I ask that question, I say, hey, it may or it may not be for you. Now, what I do there is first I lower the resistance. If you want to be a good marketer, you want to lower the resistance. But also what I did is I took it away for them. I did the takeaway because you don't want to, you're not trying to push people into your business. You want to pull them into your business. So if you want to be a good marketer, you have to lower the resistance, and then you have to have a takeaway because after, and there's some people I don't even finish this process with, but that's another training at another time. But I always say it may or may not be for you, but if you're interested, great, I can send you a video. If not, no big deal. You see, I mean, I've lowered the resistance and I'm doing the takeaway. I'm not putting any of the pressure on myself. If they don't want to see the video, then I'm not going to send it to them. But if they're like, oh yeah, cool, I want to see that video. Let me see what businesses you're in. Let me see what you're into. I'm going to send it to them. You see what I'm saying? So after I make a connection, this is how I invite. So once they say, once I ask, say, hey, great. If you're interested, great. If not, no big deal. Send them the link. So I send them the link. In my company or in our company, we usually have we have two different languages. So send it to them in their language. So if you're speaking to somebody in English, but their primary language is Spanish, send it to them in their primary language. You don't want to send the the invitation. You don't want to send the link in English in their. Even though you're speaking to them English, you want to do it in their language. Do it in their primary language. We're like I said, our company is. We're in a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, and I speak to a lot of Spanish-speaking people. So I send it to them in their primary language, even though English is my primary language. So send it to them in their primary language. Local events. If you are building locally, know when the local events are. Know what days they are, what time they are. If they're having them different. How many times a week they're having them. Find out all this information. And if you're building, if you're new to a city and you want to build and you have more connection in another city, then find local events in that city as well, because you want the name of this game is leverage. So you want to be able to know where those local events are, whether it's in your city or their city, anywhere around the world. Find out where those local events are, because you want to be able to send your prospect to those local events. And also webinars, conference calls, etc. These are, our company has, these webinars and conference calls every single day. So know the times that they're at, know when they are, so you can actually send those prospects. You can invite those prospects to these calls, and you can invite them to these webinars so they can see the information. Now, before I continue, and any of this information right here, does any of them say present yourself? No, right? So this right here is these four, I should say three. These tools right here, they're doing the presentation for you. So if you have properly prospected them and pre-qualified them, then when you invite them, you're not doing any of the presentation yourself. You're not explaining anything. You're not going into any of the details. That's what these resources and tools are for. That's what your link is for. That's what the local events is for. That is what the webinars, conference calls, etc. That's what all that is for. Those are doing the presentations for you. You are not doing the presentation. So make sure that you're using your tools. Make sure that you're using your resources. Leverage those because you don't have to do the presentation yourself. Now, after the invite, after I send them this information, I always ask this question: how soon can you watch it? Not when can you watch it. Now, are you going to watch it now? My question is always, how soon can you watch it? Because I'm doing all my work up front, and this is exactly what you should do too. You ask how soon you can watch it, and they'll say, well, I can watch it tonight at 7 p.m. Like, all right, perfect. So you're gonna watch it tonight at 7 p.m. I'm gonna send over this video. It's a 30-minute video. All right, perfect. We can. Will you be available at 8 p.m.? All right, and they'll probably say yes, I'll be available. It's like, all right, cool, perfect. All right, so I'll call you at 8 p.m. and we can reconnect there. All right, and we'll talk then. Bam. So that's why you say how soon, because you're doing your work up front. You find out, when they're available, when they're going to watch it or how soon they're going to watch it, and then you set a time. You basically set an appointment when you're going to watch it. Now, probably about now we're going to get into the follow up. So now, when they say that, probably most people, when you call them back at that time, they have not watched your presentation, right? I mean, how many people have went through this? You just like, okay, yeah, send over the video. Like, okay, how soon can you watch it? They said they're gonna watch it at 7, and they haven't watched it. How many times does that happen? It happens a lot, right? It happens because maybe we'll just say we'll use the example right now. Life gets away, but usually what happens is when I call them back 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. I said, how soon you can watch it? They say 7 o'clock. Like, perfect. I'll call you back at 8. And then when I come back at 8, like, all right, cool. Did you watch the video? Most of the time, more than half of the time, they say, no, I have not watched the video. This is what I do. Because usually they'll say, I had to relace my shoes, or the screws fell off the hinges, so I had to screw in my door. Some food fell on the floor, and then my dog ate my food. Whatever, they'll come up with some excuses on why they didn't watch the video. Whatever, right? So, so what I do is I apologize to them about. You know what? I'm sorry. I really do have to prioritize my time. But I have to get back to other people who did watch it, and my goal is to hang up before they can say anything. That is my goal. I'm like, what? I'm sorry. I didn't, I should have expressed how important this was. And even if they went to a local event or whatever, you want to follow up with them. But it's like, I want to express how important this was. But you know what? I have to get back to people who actually did watch the presentation. So I have to prioritize my time and get back to them. And I'm like, I'll call back in a couple of days, and I'll try to hang up before they can say anything. That's how I do it. You see, that's like, it goes back to the, that's posture. You want, if they say they're going to watch it at 7, they when you hang up the phone, I know I'm trying to narrow this down, but when you hang up the phone before they can get something, they're like, oh, wow. I said, maybe I need to watch this video because it's more important than I thought. So what makes them get to watch it is like, man, he's in a hurry. I guess I need to watch that video and see what it's all about. But, you also are prioritizing your time, and you're getting back to people who actually did watch it. There are people who actually are going to watch it, and you need to get back with them as well. So, make sure, it goes back to the time thing. Like I said, you don't want to spend a lot of time with the wrong people. So make sure you can't even say it. Make sure you prioritize your time properly, and spend it on the right people who are actually watching it. So I think I beat that over the head pretty much. So if they did watch it, first question I always ask is, okay, what do you like about what you saw? Now, these are the 3 questions I usually ask. What did you like about what you saw? How would you build it? And how serious are you? Now, I'll give you an example. Somebody, I had a person watch the video, and they were saying, I got some questions for you, Jay. I got some questions about, what about the video and how I get paid and all that, and comp plan, blah blah. I was like, all right, great. So what did you like about what you saw? And see, you see what I did there? I turned that negative into a positive, and they told me what they liked about what they saw, and they didn't even go back to that question. You see what I mean? So you want to put their mind from the negative, put it into the positive, focus on the positive, and then they can tell you what they liked about what they saw. Most people will go into defense mode and, take it personal and all that stuff. Me personally, I don't do that. I turn, if they're negative about it, I, ask the positive question and ask them what they liked. And then, most of the time, we don't get back to that question. It's not just because I'm trying to dismiss their question, but I want to know what they liked about what they saw, not what they did not like about what they saw. Hope that makes sense. So, and if they're positive and they like everything about what they saw, then, and you're brand new, get them on a three-way. Do a three-way call with your upline, do a three-way call with me, if they, and just to get their questions answered. We do want to answer their questions. But if you're brand new, you don't know, how to, handle those objections yet, get them on a three-way call, and we can get them, get all their questions answered. And you do it again, like my boy Gary Vaynerchuk says, you just do it again and again and again and again and again. That's the whole process. You have to continue. You have to be very, 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 very consistent in this business. In that 5-step process I just shared with you. You have to be very, very persistent, very, very consistent in this whole process. So, passion. So you have to have passion in this business. You have to be all in. I love what Will Smith says. He says you just have to decide what you want to do, and if you decide to build this business and commit to it, it's all I can all but guarantee that you will have results and you will build a business. But you have to make that commitment. You have to decide, and you have to be all in. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. People feel your energy when you're passionate about what you're doing. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you're giving that vibe off that you're not passionate about it. So you got to be passionate. You got to be all in. You got to decide. You got to be committed if you want to build your empire. And if you're going to succeed, it is up to you. It's not up to your upline. It's not up to your sponsor, your product, your internet service, your spouse, the messy desk, your garage. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide and make that commitment. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You can ask questions to me. Ask questions to other leaders in our business. But you're going to have to decide to make the commitment if you want to succeed. I cannot make that decision for you. For you to commit, your spouse cannot, your upline, nobody can make that decision but you. So if you want to succeed, you have to make that decision. If you want to succeed, you have to make that commitment and make a decision if you want to be all in to do this. And trust me, this is why I love this profession. This is why I love this industry, because you can get wherever you want from wherever you are. This industry has I don't want to say the most, but they have a lot of success stories of people being, dead broke, foreclosure, living on the mattress, living in park benches, and they are now killing it in their network marketing company. A lot of mentors of myself, a lot of mentors, have stories where, they had nothing, they didn't know how they were going to do it, and they just made it happen. There's stories in this company that we're in, there's stories in another company, and this is why I just love this profession, because those stories show the possibility of what is capable if you decide, or when you decide to build this business. You can be anywhere you want to be from wherever you are, but you have to decide today. It's not deciding tomorrow. It's not deciding the day after. You have to decide today. You have to decide, and you have to commit today that you're going to be all in, and and we can make it happen. But you have to make that decision. So that's the end of this presentation. Get back to the person who invited you to this presentation. This is, like I said, it's a 5-step blueprint to how to prospect on Facebook. You can, if you share this with somebody that you think can help them in their business, or if you don't have, if your sponsor quit, your upline quit, or whoever, you can definitely connect with me. I'll leave a link below this video. You can connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/J Warren Page. Connect with me. I can definitely help you out. Give you some coaching advice and assist you, and maybe we can be able to work together. So this is Jay Warren. Have an awesome evening. Appreciate you guys' time. I love you guys. I believe in you guys. And just let's make it happen. So Jay Warren, and I'll talk to you on the next presentation. Take care. Bye.